Okay guys, we're gonna start. So today, we're gonna be playing Creatures 3. And I thought about, I never actually did a good tutorial on how to play. Instead, I was just breeding my creatures. So we're gonna switch over to gameplay. And since I learned it was available on Steam, I downloaded it. And I found out not only is Docking Station on there, but also Creatures 3. And a couple DLC you can buy that's different breeds. So we're gonna open that, and it might be a little loud, so prepare yourself. There's Play Creatures Docking Station, and there's Play Creatures 3 Legacy. I tried that. I didn't really care for it. So let's open this up. Again, it might be loud, so just be prepared. Hold on here. There we go. Hopefully that's a little better. Now, noticing my screen's pretty tiny, and I'm not sure what happened there. Might need to have a little help fixing that. Hold on, guys. Let me take a quick pause here. Okay, I'm gonna fix the little screen. Just give me 1 second here, guys. Okay, guys, almost got it. Hold up here. It's a little tricky, I found out. Okay, so more like that, maybe?
You can try it.
Okay. This happens when you have the
You might
minimum
want to hide
screen, so
your.
don't be surprised.
You might want to hide your Steam back capture, which is
Oh.
what your old docking capture was.
Okay, and then back to, gosh, it's hard to read. Okay, and that should do it. Is it still cut off? Why is it doing that? Wait.
I'm not sure.
Is it because I have two? Hold on, you know what? I think I have two. Just let me do this real fast. I bet it's because
Yeah, get rid of that one.
this one. Yep, you're right.
I don't think that's why it's cutting off, though. It's getting a little bit bigger every time you put that in full screen.
Well, here's the thing. You have this, and then you have this one. So
Right.
this is the one it's focusing on,
Is it?
right?
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. Okay, window capture. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
And then there's docking. But that's
That's your
okay, that's the
desktop.
window display because I couldn't get window capture to actually work.
Right.
So there it is. Isn't that the massive screen? There we go. Okay.
Yeah, so you can try to shrink that down.
There we go.
You're gonna have to shrink it way down.
Okay. See,
Huge.
guys, this is one of the most difficult things. Is just it's funny when I'm trying to record on here.
There you go.
And then that is going to be the actual size, so I can make it larger. I can do
Yeah, it
it.
should get
The
bigger
whole
once
screen?
you. Yeah.
Okay, and then we go back to docking station when it's a larger size.
And that did nothing.
What? Why is it like that?
That is strange.
Oy. Okay, well, that is odd because it's full screen on this side,
Right.
and I'm pretty sure we did it right.
You could just stretch it out.
Which
I mean, it
one,
would
though?
look weird. So you would take this
Yes?
and stretch it.
Like
There you
that?
go. Yep.
Okay.
There you go. And
Since
just,
that's as big as
Yep.
it's going to let us get.
Yep.
Okay,
that's
let's
as
try
good as
that
you can
in.
get, really. There you go.
Okay, and that doesn't look cut off, so okay. I
Except
think
your
that'll do it.
webcam's gone.
Yeah, I can fix that though. I know what it is. It's not set to. I turned it off just 'cause like it's being difficult. Okay, we're good. We go back over here. The game. Okay, so that's about as good as I can get it. Why is this always difficult? So, all right, so you can see even with it being a game like that from Steam, it's still a lot difficult capturing the actual game. So we're gonna X out of this game because this is a previous game I've already had, and I wanted to have like you guys see the new just how it introduces itself. So we're going to do create new world, load world, and then create a new world. Okay, and that's just gonna ask you your name. So I don't know, new world, and then capitata only. Okay, that is just docking station, and this is docking station and creatures 3, which I recommend you have this one on. And then we'll just kind of do a quick rundown of that, and then we're going to switch back over to my other world. I just wanted you guys to see how that works. So, we're going to click on here, and the pixels are kind of messed up. It's not surprising that happens. Anytime you want to do a minimum screen, that is what happens. It's just the pixelation gets all crazy. So here we go. Welcome to docking station. You have just arrived in a docked world which has been identified as New World. That's whatever you named it. How would you like to proceed now? You could start with a couple pre-trained adult Norns. Let Muko is this thing back here, if you were wondering. The egg layer create you a couple of random eggs. Just let me into the game. This is the one I like to do. So this is going to be your focus right here. Trying to move this out. Okay, so I just right-clicked. So we're going to click on the face to change the different breed of Norn, and each one has its own name. It could be a male or female. My drawing that you guys saw as my stream starter, it's called a Chi-Chi Norn, and these were the very first ones I was introduced with. Let me get out of here. Okay, there's our first egg, and then, you know, I could pick another one, and then, I don't know, female. So, while these are starting, we're in our first little room. This is interactable. You can play with music. It does 3 different kinds. And so you get the do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, so our Norns have hatched. We're gonna look at those in just a second. We got a lemon. You got a Venus flytrap, which is actually interactable. I will show you. These are like little walking spider rocks. I don't even know what you want to call it. These are actually cameras. So, my goodness, there's so much to go over. This is food. Now, there's 3 categories of food. So, protein, starch, and fat, and they'll specifically ask for something. This is an elevator, goes up or down. This is kind of like your doctor. What you're gonna do with this is you're gonna toss it over a Norn, and it's gonna have this. So to grab your Norn, you can right-click, and it has no name. Now, if you click on this, you could name it. Anyways, it has no name, so if we go up here and left-click, then we're gonna say Norny. I don't know, some sort of generic name. Okay, and I push enter, close it out. Now that one's Norny, and we have another question mark. Close one. Man, Norn. And these are called Norns, if you didn't know. I didn't go over that real fast. Okay, so back to the doctor. These guys are slapping each other. I don't know why. We're gonna separate them. And you saw me just pick up my Norn, and what I did was I held down shift, and then I right-clicked. Be careful not to toss these guys or drop them from a really high location. That is not safe. So, let's go back to our doctor. I used to know these. It's been a while. Let's see. Let's start from here. Drives. Okay, so, like I said, there's 3 categories of hunger. And they're going to shift. If you are at all familiar with Sims, this is kind of like the need bar. So, you know, he's too hot, too cold, boredom. Okay, you just hover and it tells you what it is. Tiredness, sleepiness, friendliness, anger, fear, loneliness, pain, and why is the screen moving? And crowdedness. Okay, and then there's this one. So this is like, there's little bugs, little bacteria that can be in the game. And so there's 2 different things you can do. There's search. And so you're going to right-click your little dock, this guy's called. And you're going to go like this. Now this is a brand new world, so I don't expect to find anything. But if there was something to be found, there would be like these little tiny yellow circles floating around in the air. We can do that again up here. Again, I don't expect to find anything because since this is a brand new world, everything is pretty clean. But the more Norns you have and creatures and the more imports you have, a lot of things start to happen, and then your area starts to get dirty. So if you were to find these little yellow round things floating in the air, you would hit the kill button, and then you would just hover it over that little circle. It's hard to explain. I know visuals are better, but that's the best I could do. Noah, early work in a bit, but swinging through to say hello. Hi, Noah. Hello. How are you? Welcome to the stream. I'm actually doing explaining gameplay of Docking Station / Creatures 3 because I never actually really did that. I just kind of played my way, but I really wanted to go over this game because it's so great, but I never really quite explained well what it was. So now I'm taking the time to do that. And then I have your games that you donated. Thank you so much. Downloaded. Ryan's going to have his downloaded. And then we're going to do co-op mode tomorrow if he's up for it. So, hey, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. No toxins detected. So, this kind of goes along with what I talked about. Because this is a brand new world, there is no bacteria. So, later you might find that. And then this is just like the sex drive. This is just like how excited they're getting. You can manually increase their excitement doing this, clicking the plus button, and all these will start to jump up. Now, I don't think that's going to happen because this is a baby, and babies can't breed, which is understandable, right? So we got quite a things hatching here, but we're going to try to just stay focused on this one room so I can run through it real fast with you guys and show you how interactable this room is along with the Norns. And we're going to go through a lot of other things. We're just going to focus on one room out of 10. By the way, this game also reminds me of a little Chill Garden a bit from the old Sonic game on GBA. Yeah, Ryan has that actually. And he was really excited about the Chow Garden, and he was wanting it to come back in another Sonic game. And I've seen that. That's pretty interesting. And I saw how you had to feed them those little tubes to make them certain ways, like a swimmer or speed. Or I think flying was one of them, wasn't it? You can have like a evil Chow or like a superhero Chow. That would actually be really fun to play one day. Thank you, Noah. That's an idea. Oh, look at this. Okay, so right now, this baby Norn just clicked on this button. This means it's going to learn English. Manroon happy. Manroon happy. Okay, so if I type sit. Okay, so they get obsessed. It's a toy to them. But in the beginning, when they're born, they don't. You can type certain commands to them that they understand. Well, they don't understand it when they're first born. But this is that vocab thing. I don't know the specific name, but usually if you go like this, that grabs their interest. And if I click on him, I can see what he's looking at. The red arrow indicates the Norn that I'm clicking on, grabbed, and the one that's currently selected. And then what I'm clicking on, or that little green dot, is something it's focused on. It's interested. But usually if I grab this Norn and bring him to this little toy and keep clicking it, he kind of gets interested. Rest. So I'm going to hold down shift, and then we're going to right click, and we're going to move our baby Norn up here. So we just witnessed that Norn. Again, same thing, hold down shift, right click, and we're going to try to get this one. Now if I type the command rest, this baby Norn doesn't understand. But now that he is teaching himself English, we're going to type the same command again, and you're going to see he's actually going to sit down when I tell him the rest after this is done. You see that? Instantly drop to the ground. Now he understands me. So this is how you teach your Norns English. And another thing about the Norn, that's not that. Okay, so there's various different stages of Norns, all right? So normally they take a picture, but it hasn't been doing that, and I'm not entirely sure why. Very odd. Oops, I didn't mean to close that out. Normally when your Norn is born, the game automatically takes a picture, and that's what's supposed to be here. And you can change your name, Norny5. You can rename it anytime you want. The birthday is the actual date. This is an actual time game. Right now, it's a baby. It's only 6 minutes, and it's the first generation. The more babies you have, the higher that number gets. Now, you may have seen on my last game, I was just doing a crazy breeding session. I got all the way up to, I think, generation 81. But we're not going to focus on that right now. Okay, let's go to the egg. It tells me when it was born, if it was pregnant, if it gave birth, when it died. Well, not when it died, but, oh, okay. That is our picture. I don't know why. Oh, you can take more pictures. That's right. I don't know why they're not showing up right here. They're supposed to. Now, knowing the game how it was supposed to be back then, in let's say 2005, when I actually played it and this was functional still, this being on Steam, there's a lot of different things here that are no longer functional that I'll try to explain as I go. But that would be one of those things. I don't know why the photo's not appearing here. Information. Okay, these are the numbers of the colors. So they're splicing. This thing's very involved. I don't even know how to do the splicing, but as a thing, you can just mutate and just make a monstrosity if you know what you're doing. I do not. There's a lot of people out there that do, though. So let me grab this and get this out of the way. There's let's go over a couple of commands. Push Norn, I believe, is something how to trigger breeding, but again, they're babies, so they're not going to do that. I did say that there were certain features on this game that are no longer there, but because it's on Steam, you can bypass it. One of those things is you had to register online. And then when you open this game, it asks you for your login information. You can no longer do that. In fact, that part is completely cut off because that was the only way you could play this game. You had to go to the website, you had to do registration, get that information, and then put it into the login screen. That if you couldn't do that, there was no way for you to play this game. You could not bypass that. Now I see that they completely cut that out. Noah, I don't know. You seem like you know what you're doing. I try. There's a lot of things on here that I remember from way back in 2005. And Docking Station was the main thing I played because back then Docking Station was like the beta mode. And then there was Creatures 3, which was like this huge thing, which I am playing Creatures 3. We can activate a few more maps. Like this is our door. There's 3 different breeds here. There's Grundles, Ettins, and we're gonna later look at how all these are. And there's Norns. That's what these little guys are. These guys have the capability. I can slap them. You don't want to do it too much, but if they're sleeping, that's how you wake them up. If they did something good, you can love on them. Let's see. Okay, so he just said he's hungry, I think, because this is a voice activated. So if they said they're hungry, this machine listens. And it will give them whatever they want for. That's also a neat little trick. If I hold down shift and then the letter E. No, I lied. Control? Control and E? Oh, okay. So control shift together and then E. I just make it rain food. So very easy. These things are just like bamboo. They grow like crazy, alright? I can pick the berry when they're ready, drop it, and a whole bunch more grow. They can't... Oh, there you go. Let's see if I can make them... I might just say eat. Okay, did you hear that? So he took that right from me and he ate it. I'm gonna save my Norn here. I'm gonna put him back up on the top floor. And we're gonna look through these Venus flytraps. I'm gonna hit this. Whoops. Okay, so these are obviously bees. I'm gonna disturb the nest. And all these bees come out. You can keep clicking it and keep more and more keep coming out. You can feed the Venus flytrap. You saw me do that. Or here's another one. Now, did you hear that sound? That means they're stinging the hand. Also, you can change the color of your hand. I usually do pink, which I think is 770, which is 7 here. I like a darker pink. Okay, so that looks pretty good. This number is like population control. Now, I like my Norns to breed really, really fast and have really fast hatching eggs, so I just set this to the highest number, 99999, and it'll do the scaling for me. By the way, is this too loud? I didn't even think about that. Sorry if that's too loud. I did turn the music volume down, though. Okay, so there's background music and there's sound. There's sound effects, there's the music, and then there's the creatures' voices. If you go to a smaller screen, you're going to see that weird pixelation thing happen. Let me show you what I'm talking about. When that picture was taken, this happens. That's because it was in Windows mode. I don't know why that happens, but it goes crazy pixelated. So it's probably a better idea to play in full mode. Okay, so we'll close that. We're gonna smack the bees out of place. Let me know if that music is not loud enough. So we're actually just gonna smack the bees out of here because they will sting your Norns, and if they sting them enough, they'll actually die. So you gotta be careful about that. Oh, there's you know what? Okay, I got him. Little spider rocks. This is a very alien kind of game. There's also this goop. So we're going to click on the goop and it'll come out. So this goop transforms into a certain item. So let's put that there in the robot and then we're going to click on the goop. And then it just turned into it. You know, these little fellas remind me of something. Did you ever play Captain Crunch, Crunching Adventures? No! What is that? I don't know why, but when you said that, the first thing it reminded me of was Lemmings. You ever played Lemmings where those little guys are just all over the place? That was like the first thing it reminded me of. Oh, there's another bee. We're gonna smack it out of place. Okay, so we went over Doc. Doc is kind of hard to find sometimes. I gotta remember the correct command, but there is a way to make Doc pop up in the air. Maybe it's... Okay, so I'm holding control and I'm pushing H repeatedly, and that will take me to whatever map it can find a Doc and locate it. And sometimes you're gonna need that. So, there's little carrots you can also eat. These are actually cameras, and I'm going to place them in random areas, and I'm going to show you where the camera room is. I think I pretty... Oh my goodness! I forgot they do this. So, yeah, your bees will take over if you don't kill them. Yeah, they're mad. Yeah. These bees will actually take over your area. They will kill your Norns if your Norns get stung too much. We're going to slap them away or feed them to the Venus flytrap. However you please. Okay, I wasn't ready for that, but we will do that soon. That is a grundle. That is a grundle right there. I'm I'm gonna try to take care of these bees real fast because they are bad news. We're just gonna smack this until it's dead. Oh, look at that! They're so quick! How is it just... Why won't it die? Do I have to feed it? Okay, so I guess this is like a grand queen or something. Holy moly, I forgot this was a thing. This is terrible. Look at this. This is just terrible. Okay, so there's bees everywhere. You know what? We're gonna completely ignore it because I got a lot of other things to run through. So we were just introduced to Norns, and these are Grendels. Grendels don't have a name. If you click on here again, you can name it. And it's the exact same thing. And so these are Norns. You don't want Grendels to be next to the Norns. I forget the exact things. Okay, I know Grendels and Ettins hate each other. The Grendels are very aggressive. They will punch and slap your Norn until they die. You don't want them next to each other. So a very good way to keep them away from each other is to lock the door. Pretty sure it was easier on a CD-ROM that came in, a cereal box in the day, or it was one of the games that came with a AOL disc in the mail. I sent you a link in the Discord if you would jogs your memory, although it was nice. It was nice, maybe not. Let me see. Niche. What is niche? Hold on, Noah. Let me look at that real fast. So maybe you guys know what Noah's talking about, but this doesn't look too familiar to me. You've seen that before, Ryan? You know what he's talking about? Whoa! But I see on Amazon, the style, the pixel style, yeah, it does look very similar. I'd show you guys, but I don't think that would appear very well on the camera. I could try, but yeah, I didn't think so. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. No, I don't think I played that before. Okay, so we're gonna go to the door. So you saw I only have this and this. When I very first started the game, this actually flew up, but it was very discreet, so you might not have noticed. When you open a new door, you're going to unleash a new location. We're gonna open this door. This door doesn't really, this room doesn't really have too much of a purpose. It does have this teleporter, which we will go through in just a minute. But first, we're gonna go to here. Now, remember, I was telling you about all those cameras. This is your monitor room. I just have to remember which one it was. Which one was it? I know it's here. It's been a while, but I know it's here. Okay, well, this used to be an online game. Going back to features that this used to have compared to what it does not have now. Back then, remember, this was locked. You had to register online in order to play this game, otherwise you were not playing. And then you would hit this button here. Sorry, online play is disabled. Okay, so this is yellow. This is orange to indicate you're offline. So what you would do is you would hit this button and it would turn green and then you were online. And so this was your friend list. You could send messages back and forth and add people. You could also... I thought the camera's... Weird. Wait. Do I have to click on it to turn it on? Hold on. Weird. Okay. Now, it has been quite a while. The bees are completely taking over that area, but I'm pretty sure your monitor screen was here. Okay, that is really weird. I may just not be remembering how to turn on your cameras, but these were all your cameras that would show up. And you could, like, turn the camera. Maybe that's just another thing that was removed from the original game to the Steam version. None of this is playable because it's all online features. This is writing letters back and forth and sending messages. And when you log out and log back on, you'd be a letter would pop up, a message, if you were talking to a friend. No online contacts were found. Of course, it's offline mode. We can't do any of that. Okay, so these are called agents. If you're familiar with any game and having, like, add-ins, like Sims, think of mods. this is kind of what this is. Now, the game and the DLC I bought for this, it came with a few add-ons, I'm going to call it, but the correct word is agents. So there's Auto Namer. This Auto Namer is only for Norns. If I hit this button, I'm going to inject it into the world. It says Agent Injected. Now, every time a Norn is born, there's going to be, it's going to be automatically named instead of having a question mark. There's toys. This rubber ball is very bouncy. It should keep your creatures happy for a while, although chasing after it can be tiring. I can inject this, so there'll be a few in the world. Hover dock. Lost your hover dock and can't find it, which Control Alt and H. That's, remember, here we are in this map. We're going to do Control and H. And now remember what I said. It's going to take me right to a map where one is. And that's how you're going to check the status of the health of your Norn and what all it needs. So this is just Creatures 3. No, actually that was Docking Station. Oh, that is Creatures 3. Okay, so this is Creatures 3, and I click on it, and it switches over to Docking Station. Both are separate games, and both have different agents. Now, if you wanted to have a mod, there's a thing called, I think it's called Creatures Lab, or Creatures World. I'm going to have to get those links, but there's still people today that do mods that make their very own kind of Norns, Gretels, and Ettins, and whatever else they can make. And you can put those inside of your game. You have a modded file. You can Google all of that. I can't explain it all to you. But if you wanted to have all these cool things, you could. In my last stream, you saw I had a harp, and I had this freezer, and you saw me doing my breeding method, which was speeding up the whole process. Okay, those were all mods that somebody out there in the world created, and they made it open for the world to have, and you could just put it into your mod file and put it into the game, and then it's available. Antibacterial spray. Now, remember I was talking about those little bacterias. They're little tiny yellow little round things that bounce around. It's hard to explain, but that's what it is. It's bacteria, and you have to kill it, because if your world is disgusting with all this bacteria, your Norns are just gonna die. It's like having a hybrid tank. I'm thinking of Fish Tycoon. Now, the higher bred your fish were, the cleaner you had to keep, the more high maintenance you had to keep your tank. It's kind of like that. Aquamite. I have no idea what a lot of these are, but this explains it. Monitors population. What's that? I'm just gonna, anyways, you can read the description here, and it injects it in. I don't know what most of these are at all, but I knew what a lot of the mods were that I had teleported in. Mistletoe sounds like it's gonna make them get your Norn's love up with the help of this lovely plant. I have no idea where it's going, but it's spawning somewhere in the world. Okay, so let's go to here now. Options. Give a warning when a creature arrives in the containment chamber. We're going to talk about that next. That is another feature that was for online, but it is unavailable. So if you were playing this game and you didn't play it back then, you wouldn't know. You probably wouldn't know unless you looked it up. Portals, that's another thing that it's here, but you can't actually program them. I'm going to tell you about that in just a second. Okay, and then what's this? Go to docking station. Oh, they have worlds? Okay. So that's pretty much what this is. The main thing here that you want is going to be your agents. And you go back and forth between Creatures 3 and Docking Station. We're going to talk about all these little logos here soon. But first, we're going to go to what that was just talking about. Okay, so you saw that this is another world portal design. It's been a very long time since I did this, but it was... Okay, so in order to have other online players, you have your Norns and they have their Norns. Well, you could send your Norn out into the world and another player could receive it, which is really cool because you could get crazy looking Norns that way. But you had to program it into your game, so your game knew that you said, hey, yes, please send Norns into my world. So you would have to hit configure. This won't work anymore. And then it throws you over here. Any user online, and you put send to any user online, and then receive from any user online. And then I believe I just did this, and then it was release. Okay, so we pick it up and we... Oh no! Release! And then you would pick it up. I'm gonna go down here and then we're gonna hit this button. And it opens up. Okay, so what's missing is this crazy blue light comes out of the portal. And that means it was active. It was ready for you to receive other Norns from other players. Or you could send it out. And that's what this chamber is for. You would take a Norn and put it into this chamber, and you would come up here, configure chamber. Oh, I don't know why it's like kind of doing it and then not. Okay. Immigration mode. Like I said, it's been a very long time, but I think, okay, you could open it and then you would close it. I think it sends you up here. Oh, somebody died. We'll take care about that later. Okay, so anyways, you come up here and you would just kind of make it and then tell the game, send it to any user online or a friend specifically if you wanted a specific person to get it. And I believe you would hit the check mark, one of those check marks, and it would send it out. And if I remember correctly, I believe the face of a Norn or Etten would appear down here, and it would have information about that. So, again, you're never going to know about this. You can actually receive bacteria that are bad for Norns from another portal. If you have a sick Norn from that world and they send a sick Norn to you, they just infected your world. So that's what this would be. You could check the status of the Norn and look for bacteria, which is what this chamber is doing. Remember, we talked about those little yellow dots floating around. This had none, but sometimes, oh, it would have so many floating around, and your Norn would go, achoo, achoo. So it was sick. When your Norn was sick, you do not want it around other Norns. They're infectious. So you would have to treat it by feeding them lemons. This game got it is so detailed. So you would take the lemons and you would keep trying to feed the Norn lemons, and you would keep spraying the yellow. No, you would spray the yellow to find the little yellow dots floating around, the bacteria, and then you would spray purple to kill it. It's like the dot was floating around, and you would take your hover dock and just hold the dock over the little yellow bacteria floating around, and it would disappear. It would kill it. And then I think it would say like the death status. These are all like the heavy things they can get. They have their own diseases that some are fatal, some they just instantly kill the Norn, others are you could fix them. So there's just so many things. I don't think it was even explained anywhere. It probably is somewhere on Google, but this is by mouth, everything I could tell you that I remember. And there's just like a little food dispenser here to feed your Norn. All they have to do is push this little dispenser and it gives them everything they need. This little guy changes. We're going to close the portal, put this up here. We're going to close this. This changes into 3 things. This is a Norn. I think it's a bell. Okay, the bell turns it into a Grendel. And then it turns it into an Etten. And then turns it back into a Norn. It's just a little punching bag, that's all. No, I feel like this would be a good game for mobile nowadays. Oh, it really would. I would love to see this come back. In fact, I've heard from the community of the Norns. There's still a lot out there. By the way, this is called an albino portal. I've heard that somebody made this modifications where they bypassed and modded and made it so it is still a working feature. Somehow somebody made it a working feature. I don't know. I never tested this myself. I would like to someday, but apparently the people out in the community have figured out how to keep the portal going. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I was told. But yeah, this would definitely be a fun game for somebody to play on mobile or anytime. Again, this is just an elevator. You can manually throw it up there, or you can just hit the button. Your Norns can interact with all of this. This is a portal. So you see we have different worlds here. So it depends on what color you push. Let's hit yellow. Where will that take us? Now there's little portals on the ground. We didn't talk about that, but it's going to search for that. Does it not work? Or is it because the Norn's not there? Let's go grab a Norn. Hold up here. So, let me find a portal. Okay, so this is what that was. Let's see if they still work. Okay, so that worked. Now let's teleport it somewhere else. Don't be sleeping. Does it work if they're sleeping? Okay, there you go. So, green. You hit green, it sends you to a green. There's other portals. Where are they? Where are the other portals? There's 3 portals in all. Oh. Okay, well, there's the green one. I don't know what the other ones are. Actually, it might be in my inventory. Now, we didn't go through this tab. Let's do that real quick. So, these are currently what's in my world. That's ruining my tutorial. I gotta go back. These are currently what's in my world, and if you wanted to save a Norn for later, let's say I'm like, oh my goodness, you're so beautiful, and I want to keep you forever, and I never want you to die, so I'm going to export you and pretend you don't exist anymore. That way you'll be safe forever. You could do that. But now we're going to close that. I don't know why import is not activating. Okay, now it is. Now we hit import, and anything I exported can be re-imported. And there he goes. He popped back into the world. So what you do is, sometimes the world breaks, okay? We saw on my last stream, that happens, it breaks, okay? The way I break it is 2 things. If I hold shift and control and C, that is a cheat code. We're gonna go over a few of those, but bold props testing enabled true. I don't know if you know that from Sims, but it's very much like that feature. Sometimes that breaks and it no longer works. When that happens, as far as I know, there's no way to fix it, so I can't really be in this world because I like my cheats, right? So I grab my Norns of what I want to keep, I export them, I create a new world, I import them, and then I start all over. So, let's see here. Alright, now we're going to click on the middle one. This is another portal, and this is where your Creatures 3 begins. I should say that these rooms here, this is all docking station. That's just docking station. We get into more advanced rooms with Creatures 3. This was not originally there with docking station by itself, but because Creatures 3 is added in, we have this. So we're going to teleport, and we just received another room. Cough syrup. Huh. I am still pretty unfamiliar with a lot of the Creatures 3 things, just because back then I couldn't afford Creatures 3. You played what you got for free, right? And docking station was for free, but you got really ugly Norns. You only got like Chi-Chi Norns, which were those purple ones. These are Chi-Chi Norns, and I mean, my world was littered with Chi-Chi Norns. Now with the little DLC pack, I get more. There's really pretty Norns. I'm just gonna pop out a few, so you can see how different Norns are. Where's the Magnum Norns? These were beautiful. I'm gonna tell you a story about the Magnum Norns too. Okay, let's do a girl, because they have cute little curly hair. Okay, so while these little guys are hatching, I'm going to tell you a story about how they would advertise Creatures 3. Beautiful Astronorn. Okay, so you'd be playing, right? And all of a sudden, this gigantic Norn, this huge Norn would appear and take up the entire screen. It's like, whoa! No warning, and then everything goes laggy, and all of a sudden you hear, they do their little language, and so this giant Norn, it was Magnorn, which I'll show you in a second when it appears. This giant Norn pops up in the middle of your screen. It goes, hey, if you're really enjoying this game, you should really check out our website. You can find a whole bunch of other different breeds there and add-ons, and in fact, you can play Creatures 3 if you like Docking Station. So that was the way they advertised. Zorimo. Oh, let me. Bomb red. I'll take care of that later. Okay, so. Whoops. So this is a Magnorn. I'm gonna age it up real fast. This is going in the cheat codes. We're gonna go through different stages. Now, I don't want to kill a Norn, but maybe I will. So I'm gonna put Targ Norn ages 5. That might kill my Norn, I don't know. So we're gonna walk this Norn, and it's gonna slowly age up. I don't have to walk it, I just do. Okay, there we go. Now it's a youth. Okay, and it's gonna keep growing. It's an adult now. Okay, and now we just went to old. And there's one more. Ancient. There you go. There's ancient. So there's 5 different stages. Now you're thinking, how does the aging process work? Well, I don't have exact times for you, but this goes off of real time. I don't know what the timestamp is, so let's take this Norn. This is one of the first Norns we put into this game. So 34 minutes is an adolescent, so that was stage 3. So I think it was, there's child. No, sorry. There's baby, there's child, there's adolescent. So that's 3 stages right there. In 34 minutes, you got to your 3rd stage. And then you're going to go to adult, and then you're going to go to old, and then ancient, and then they die. Advertising at its best. They give you a taste of fun and lock up the rest behind a paywall. Exactly, Noah, and it works so well. I mean, when you were just littered with these, they're ugly, okay? These are not complimentary colors. When you were just littered with these ugly little guys, and you see this magnificent, beautiful looking Norn, and just these flames, and it's gorgeous, you're like, I want it! Or this one. But this is all I had, and I had to pay for this gorgeous Norn. It's ugly now because it's old. Actually, it's kind of pretty, but yeah, that's how they would advertise Creatures 3. That's how they would get all my little library incomes as a kiddo. That just reminded me of when you go to the library and you would read mangas if your school had it available. And I could read it for free there, but I would have to pay for it if I went online somewhere. Okay, so now we're going to click on these. A Norn has been born. So that's just going to take me directly to whatever was born. An Etten has been born. This is an Etten. We have yet to see this. Okay, we're going to talk about a thing that just happened right now. So this is the Etten garden. Normally, using my mouse, the scroll, I can scroll through rooms or whatever you want to call it, but they're highlighted. Every once in a while, your game, for some reason, highlights a room. That's really easy to fix. All you're going to do is just come up here and click a room. There you go. Highlighted. It's fixed. You're good. Moving on. So, where was our Etten? It's going to take us back. Okay, so there's different rooms. Each room is dedicated to a certain breed. This is for Norn's docking station. This was Ettens, I think, or Grendel's. They're born in certain areas. And there's just so much around to play with. Again, I'm not too familiar. You can change the weathers on here. There's so much to talk about on here, but yeah, I don't even know much of it. It's just really cool. There's so much to do. Here's a Grendel sleeping. He's an adult, Gen 1. He's just running around living his best little Grendel life. Okay, and we have another Muko, the egg displayer, so let's hatch a Norn. Apparently I can't click on his face. Why? Okay, well, I thought... Oh, well... Okay, there you go. Apparently you gotta click on these little things. Again, I'm not too familiar with these rooms because I didn't play this. I played the free... Okay, here's another portal! There's the yellow one! Follow, Harlequin, Magma, Siamese. Okay, let's make a Siamese. And we're gonna hit this button. Okay, we got this egg, so we're gonna take this egg and we're gonna drop into the egg dispenser. Look at that! It's fast forwarding our egg, and it's gonna make it hatch in just a second here. Your remembrance just triggered my own memory. I discovered my first manga Ranma and a half at the library as well. You know, there's certain things and parts that happen in mangas that the library's like, here, children, read this. And then you're like, you see just like a little friendly cartoon. Yeah, not so much. You got like nudity and death going on, blood spraying everywhere. You're like, yeah, this is a public library for like middle school students. But yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you really got into one, which was, for me, it was Naruto. I like Naruto mangas, and I would go to my my school, And before class would start, or like, you know, lunchtime, you could just go in there and wander around, or after school and read it, or check it out if somebody hadn't already checked it out before you. And then you would have to wait for an hour and a half before it was. Do you hear that? Is the volume okay? Should I turn up a little more? I don't know. Alright, this Grundle is very aggressive, and he just punched this little Norn. Okay, we're gonna talk about this facial expression. You see that scared face? It just got punched in the face. So that means, okay, and they can die like that. Their pain factor is very high right now. So if we find a doc, it should tell us what this Norn is experiencing. Okay, look at this. Fear. Yeah, I would imagine so. Pain. Yes. Grundle just punched it in the face like 90 times. If I did not pull them away, the Grundle would kill this Norn. So we're going to talk about how to get rid of the shock face. He's feeling a little better, but they go like this. They go... and that means like they're really hurting. So what you do is you just... Whoops, not that. You just pet your Norn over and over and over again. Sometimes you just gotta spam the button, and they get happier the longer you do that. Sometimes you gotta do it for a really long time, and then they're feeling great, okay? And if I remember correctly, I gotta fix something. Hold up, guys. It's driving me crazy. My, thing is a little off-kilter here, so I gotta fix it. That's not what I wanted to do! Okay. Oh, much better. Okay. Volume could be raised a bit. Alright, I will do that real fast. So, I might be able to turn it up to here if it... Oh, that's pretty loud in my ear. Okay, so... Let's go here. You hear those little... That sound? That means my Norns are just being stung by these bees. And my Norn is stupidly slapping a bee's nest. Which way do you think is gonna happen? The bees are getting angry. They're coming out and slapping the Norn. Or stinging it. And look, he has a sad face now. So, yeah, sorry, I can't talk, because I'm like, oh, I gotta fix it. So again, let's go to his meter. Let's see what's happening. Fear. Oh, it's pain, because he's being stung. Okay, so I'm gonna trigger something. I'm gonna try to, if I remember this correctly. I'm gonna bring this Norn up, and we're just gonna pet it, like, for a really long time. And if I remember correctly... Oh, look, he just gave me a hug. You see how the hand is pulsating? He's hugging my little hand. So if I just sit here and scratch this Norn for a while, if I remember correctly, that's how you heat up the Norn. Just away. Try to read status, come here. Oh, he's hungry. Okay. Well, that didn't work, but I thought that happened. But again, you can put them here on the incubator. I think that brings up their stats. Who's pregnant? Who's been making babies? Oh, I don't know. Okay, so I think this was a way to just heat up your Norn, is just one, scratching it crazily, and then having it sit on the incubator. I'm trying to wait for that little flame to get an increase, but it's not happening, so I'm pretty sure this was how you made him warmer. But I'm not getting any kind of results from this. But he's starving. We can see right now he's just really starving. So if I hold down Control, Shift, and E, they can eat some food. Alright, let's go back to our tabs. Grundle has been born. And Etten has died. So we didn't click on it fast enough, and that's fine. But when the body dies, it disappears. It stays there for a little while, and then just turns into dust and disappears. Okay, what do we got? More Ettins being born. There's just crazy amount of creatures going around. Ettins have very dark, deep voices. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? No. Okay, someone got pregnant. Nornies is pregnant. This one? Are you Nornies? I guess so. We got... You're a boy, I thought. No, you're a girl. Okay, where's your egg? Okay, so here's the egg. Nornies laid an egg. Sometimes on occasion, your Norn can actually get pregnant with twins. And it'll have double eggs. So, I have no idea who the father is, but I believe you can just look at that information here. exported from New World. Okay, that's when I was showing you guys. Became pregnant. Now, if we click on this, what is this? Born. Huh. I remember it saying, oh, okay, the baby was born, and it's supposed to tell me who the mom and dad are. Child is born, but born, huh? Nornies is female, okay. Male, I think it's working, I'm just not reading. Okay, male Norn. Okay, so it says male Norn. Now it's giving me the information for man Norn. And it's telling me that it impregnated Nornie's 5. And the child is born. So if you're like, oh, my Norn is pregnant. Oh, look at that. So there we go. We got some crazy combinations going on there. So this, he has, I think it's this. No, this is a Harlequin. Hold up here. Where is, okay, so this is who? This is Man Norn. So this is Man Norn's body. And the Harlequin, where is it? Pretty sure it's missing. Basuho. Okay, so if we go up here, I can tell by some of the Norns up here who's who. But it said Nornies and Norn 5, so is this really it? Okay, so I guess this is the dad. Let's make him stand up to look at his legs. Okay. Okay, weird. Weird looking legs. Okay, so let's do the cheat again. Just because it takes forever from the age up normally. Targ Norn ages 4. I know 4 is the adult age. So it's a baby, and then it's a child, and then it's a youth, and then an adult. So there you go. That's how you, and then if you want to add more and more, you can. If you want to have this tail, but this body, and this one's legs, you can just breed them as many times as you want with as many Norns as you want. And then you just get crazy crossbreeds with a lot of things. Let's continue the tour. Let's go back to, okay. So I don't think we activated this yet. So there's some sneaky little doors. So you gotta find the doors, and when you open it, it'll take you to a new room. So I don't know if I did this one yet or not. I guess we did. Okay, so we didn't do this yet though, did we? Okay, a new room has been discovered. There you go. Go to the jungle, bridge, Norn terrarium, workshop, comms room, Capitella hub, and Norn meso. So there's just a bunch of crazy different rooms you can go into. I was up to 10 on my other game. In fact, I was gonna switch back to that, but oh well, so we'll just keep going. Oh, okay, so there's the desert. And it can be kind of hard finding these doors. Okay, here's another one. I don't think we did this yet. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that Enten just coughed. Did you hear that? Oh, did you hear that? That is not good. We have a sick Norn here. So let's go put him in the portal room. Lock him in, because I'm evil. And then let's go look for Doc. If I can find Doc. Oh, hover H. It's H. Okay, so let's go find out what's happening with this Norn. Get out of the way! This Enten, not a Norn. That one's called an Enten. So he went, that means he's sick. What, crowded? Okay, he's coughing, even sicker. So we're gonna look for bacteria. Now let's see if we can get that little, bacteria. No, stop running away! Come back here! I didn't lock it. I used the wrong thing. Come here. Stop running away. Stop it. Stop it. So he's sick, and if I don't take care of him, he will die. So this is Grendel's, this is Norn's, this is actually Etten's. We're gonna lock the door saying, get out. Drop it! Drop it! Okay, so I'm just gonna cheat because I don't want to go through the whole thing, but Targ, Norn, Bokub. Okay, he's smart now, so whoops. And then we're gonna go say, drop. Hey, drop it. Drop. There we go. Okay, he's coughing, he's sick. We're gonna open up the scanner. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh my goodness, he's starving! So let's make it rain food. Here! Eat. So I showed you guys how to teach him English to understand your commands. There's those very specific commands. You can't just type anything you want. I don't know all the commands, but that's a very easy thing you can look up online. You can see the Norn's eating. It's getting better now. What is this? Boredom? Boredom. So if I go like this, there's a toy. Etten, I keep saying Norn. But he can play with the toy and that'll satisfy his boredom. We're going to look for bacteria to see if there's something going up with this little Etten here. Interesting. So he was coughing, but I don't see any bacteria in this room. Now, if there was bacteria, there would be this little yellow round thing bouncing back and forth. But this Etten's feeling a lot better now. Ooh, what's this? I can't read it. That's helpful. Glycotoxin. So again, they have their own little diseases that they get, and there are diseases that you can fix, and more like kind of like the common cold. Okay, over time it goes away. And then there's deadly diseases that there's nothing you can do. They're dead. They're gone. Okay. What is this? Switch to Cure Library? Huh. So that little alarm was going off telling us it was pretty serious because this Etten had eaten, let's feed a little more. He was feeling better, and if you notice, it's not coughing anymore. When it's not going, which is its little sign that it's close to dying. I'm gonna unlock the door so that this little Etten can now explore who died. I bet you there's bacteria on this one. What room are we? Okay, we're in the grass room. Where is... Oh, it's the H. Okay. Okay, now I gotta find the Etten. Where did it go? I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to get back before the body disappears, so I just... Is it dead and it won't work? I'm pretty sure we're supposed to work on dead bodies. Okay. Yeah, yep, dead. That is a dead Norn. Etten. So I just want to look for bacteria here. Oh, look! So look, I forgot that I actually told you. So I'm going to finally show you what bacteria looks like. So we're just going to take the dock and run it around a little bit. Okay, look. You see this little yellow floating dot? We got 2 floating dots. Oh my god, we got 3 floating dots! Only see 2. Okay, so that is the bacteria right here. This is a monster. It's just killing my poor little Etten. So, okay, his body disappeared. This is bacteria. This is, remember, I told you that your rooms can be dirty. So we got 1 floating here, and we got 1 floating here. This one's really fast, floating back and forth. And we got a smaller one, just kind of floating around. Let me go grab a Grendel. Sure. Is this Grendel sick too? And where was it? Okay, so here's the little yellow dot. I just want to show you guys how to kill it. Again, we're going to go like this. It does see the bacteria. I already know it's there, but we're just going to do this to see if any more shows up. We at least see 2. Oh, look at all those little yellow dots floating around the Grendel. I don't know if you can see them very well, but they're all around him. Okay, so now we're going to kill the bacteria. We didn't get a chance to spray the purple, but look. Those little yellow dots are now disappearing. And look at our magnifying glass. It's not detecting much. Here's more little yellow dots over here, bacteria. There we go. We killed it. So, obviously, when you're in a massive room here, it takes a long time to kill all the bacteria, okay? So, I like to see... Look, there's another... We missed it. There's more down here. It's a huge room. There's a lot to kill. So, if we pick up the Grendel and we go like this, search... It's already going to show up, but I just want to see if the bacteria will show up on the magnifying glass again. For some reason, it's not identifying this is a dirty room, because look at this. Look at all the little bacteria floating around. And we're going to spray the purple on top of that one more time, just so you guys can see. It's a little bit more obvious here. And there you go. They disappeared. It's fixed. So now you got to see that in effect if you have bacteria in your little room. This Grendel is very bored. He has a few things going on here. I never really was able to decode this. I just know that he's a little sick, but he's not terrible. In fact, I explained to you, if you give him lemons, lemons make him feel better, and he's targeting a lemon. That'll probably make his his toxins go down. Hover. Okay, so there's a missing room. Let's see if we can't find it. There's probably more rooms. I don't know. I just got to 10. I was messing around with this. And I was just clicking on anything that looked like a potential room. And I was unlocking things that way. And because I count out 10, I know there's rooms missing. So where are the rooms at that are hiding that I missed? You can see how crazy this is. It's so detailed, and there's just so many things. And all these are... Most of these things in the background are interactable. Oh, someone coughed. Somebody's sick. I'm really trying to find that last room, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. And it's not always... There's another portal. It's not always obvious what is and isn't a door. And you just kind of have to... Okay, is this it? Where's this going to take me? To the middle? Okay, that just takes me back to here. Is that the same place? Okay. Where's it? What is this? An aquarium. Oh, okay, so there we go. That was the missing room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is there 2 or 3 more that could go here? Probably. Again, I'm not too familiar with this. Look, so, the idea is that you're like on a living life form and it's breathing and everything. There's so many things here, but I can't even explain everything because, again, I don't know much of it. But if you were just to play around with things, you'd understand what they do, kind of. See, this is showing a male and female thing, so I'm assuming this is like, that sound, ew. So I'm assuming this makes pregnancy easier. So let's go grab somebody that can get pregnant. Let's take Nornius, or Norn... Norn... I don't know what I... Oh, no, I dropped it. Where'd it go? I don't know what I named my own Norns. What room was that? Oh, my goodness. Was it this one? Some big attention. It's very easy to get lost in here. There's just so much. Okay. Grundle's punching my Norn. Very rude. Sand. So this is the desert area. Whatever its proper name is. If I was to hover my hand over the icons, it would tell me what this room is. I'm just trying to look for that plant that we saw. But I'm not entirely sure what that was. Was it the arrows? Okay, so this is our man, Norn. Do I just... Okay, so that'll stay there. Let's go get the female. You're a male. Where's my female? There you are. So if you kind of know who you're looking for, you can just click on the face up in this icon. It'll take you directly there. No, that part of the ship was obviously where the little shop of horrors came from. That's probably where they get the idea from. Inspiration. Okay, so we got our male and our female. I have no idea what this machine does, but let's see if I can figure it out. Splicer efficiency is 100%. What did I do? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Did I just combine them together? What? What? You're kidding. What? What is... How did I do that? So, okay. I apparently took my one Norn and my other Norn, just forced them together, and they merged the bodies. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's go find another Norn. Let's do the Siamese Norn. So, yeah, you're mutant babies. There you go. Let's toss them in here. Or is that what my other Norn is? Let's do it again. So, I guess I could say what I want, and I just like this. What? That's crazy! Let's do it again! lot of my Norns are dying, but oh well. Yeah, don't play with the bees. You're killing yourself. Okay, oops, saving. So this game automatically saves every once in a while. So now let's make it a male. And then, bam! Whoa! Why is that so loud? Why is that so loud? Okay, I don't know what that was all about. I have no idea what was super loud, but okay, there you go. You can splice and combine and force all you want to have your different Norns. There's just so many different creatures. Recycling efficiency? I killed it. Oh no. There's just so many things to interact with. I don't even know what I'm doing. Outside of the main areas I know. You just have to mess around and see what happens. I guess these, hold on. Play God, I see. I know, right now. I really am. And this is exactly what this game gives you. It's just the ability to do crazy stuff like that. So, I wonder if I can force a different species. So let's go find a Grendel or an Etten. Or make it easier and just go find one here. Where'd the planet go? Okay. I'm just curious if they're different species, if I'm able to do this. I'm trying to look for the thing, but that's in the way, and it's really annoying, so let me close it. Okay, we're actually here. So, now it won't let me do it. So, there you go. You can't cross species. So, let's go put the Grendel somewhere that's not here. Before he attacks my Norn and kills it. All my Norns are dying. Who knows why? Is this my monstrosity? I think it is. We like him, though. We can keep him. Okay, what is this? Oh, it tells you when they died because you merged their bodies? Huh. Very interesting. I'm learning things here. Okay, well. Here's our monstrosity. So let's take monstrosity 1. And the monstrosity 2. And I think I pretty much covered what I could here. And so we're probably going to just jump back to another world. So yeah, let's look at teleporting Norns. You know what? I didn't go through all these tabs. I went through this tab, changing the color of your hand. You could name your hand if you wanted to. Be all special. This is the increase of population control. If it's super high, you're going to have babies really fast, and also the eggs will hatch really quickly. If it's a super low number, it's going to take a very long time. This game, you need to pause it. If you're done playing, you have to pause it, otherwise it auto-plays by itself. You don't want that unless you just want to see what your Norns do. But if you don't want everything dead and an overpopulated world, one or the other, an unpopulated world because they all died, an overpopulated world because they got super crazy, then I pause the game before you quit. Alright, and then we're going to exit. That pixelation only happened because it was in the little mode, Windows mode, and then I increased it. So we were just in New World. You can password lock it if you're sharing your computer and you don't want little brother messing around in your world. You can password lock it. You can delete a world, exit docking station, create a new world, and then load a world. We're going to go to this one. There we go. Okay, so everything is paused. If you're like, whoa, what's going on? I can't play. That's because it's paused. You gotta make resume. Let's make our hand have color again. What did I say? 7? That nice super dark pink. And we'll name it Bling again. Okay. And so let's import our monsters. Did I go to the same one? No, I didn't. I recognize that name. Aloysia. That is the same Norn from... my first world that I made. Are these both boys? Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh well. Let's go splice them again. I'm cruel. Okay. Let's go see what we're gonna get. Where's my splicer? In you go. Bye. And let's make it a female. And bam. Okay, so our Norns that we just popped in there are dead. But we got this little guy that was born of those two Norns. Let's check his status. Let's see what it says. Emanuela. Or, I don't know if the A is silent. Spliced. So it tells you if it's like this crafted Norn. And then crazy pictures. Usually it shows up here. I don't know why it's not. That's really weird. Huh. Okay, so there you go. Pick her up. We're gonna toss her, I guess, over here. So let's just do Targ Norn ages 4. I'm gonna make them all adults. You don't have to do it the quick way if you don't want to. But I am. Whoops. In Targ Norn ages 4. That was invalid. Because otherwise, I think it's like an hour and a half before they're actual adults. And that takes a very long time. So let's just make them adults and see what they do. That you can't crossbreed unless you get an agent that does allow that. We talked about modding and how people do make those kind of things where you can have a Norn breed with an Etten or Grendel. Okay, so there we go. I was wondering what that was, but okay, so Norns don't like Ettins and would beat them up. Grendels do both. Grendels don't like either one. They'll kill either a Norn or an Etten. They have very deep voices. So Norns attack Ettins. Grendels attack Ettins and Norns. It gets a little complicated, but later you'll figure it out. Okay, so we got males and females wandering around. We didn't talk about this question mark, but if we go back to the, well, not portal room, the workshop, and you got the auto namer for the Norns. Now there is agents that people had made, mods, agents, whatever you understand better. But they're on here, they're called agents. And there is an auto namer for Grendels, and there's an auto namer for Ettins. That is not a thing in here. You would have to actually go to a website that has those agents and make an agent file and then put them all in there. Now, my last game you saw has all that stuff because I know about it and added things in there. I could also add other Norns that people created if I wanted to. We didn't really go much over this, but your bamboo can grow like crazy if you don't take care of it. It just takes over the whole thing. We can get into the parts where you kind of destroy the world. You probably don't want to do that, but if there's something really annoying that you just don't like. Let's say you just don't like this robot. You just want to destroy it. If you put Shift Control C, and you make sure the point of the finger is over whatever it is you don't like, you type kill hot. And then you type enter. Deleted. It's gone. For me, you guys seen how I play the game and I do like a massive braiding thing. The elevator really annoys me because I need them to be in certain areas. Very specific areas. A couple more splicing, this becomes a horror game. I know! I would love to see a mod of that. Like, just somebody made this a whole horror game mod. That'd be very interesting to see. I'm kind of wondering what people came up with. What their monstrosities came out looking like. Rip Ropo Bud. Yes, he's gone. Hey, eliminate him, Noah. He's gone. He's out of here. So, something I don't like is the elevator. I have very specific things where I like them, okay? You guys saw where I have them in the freezer and I pull the eggs out and I breed them really fast. And then I have little stoppers where I kind of have down here where I separate the males and the females. Or the rejects and the non-rejects, and I decide what one's gonna have more babies. And I put them all in one freezer. So I don't like it when they use the elevator, so if I wanted to. Never do this if you don't want, if you plan on getting it back later, you can't. I just do that. I kill the hots of the elevator, and then they can't get up or down, and then permanently stuck, so be aware of that. That's just how I like to breed my Norns. Also, the portals. I keep forgetting about this bottom tab. Oh my goodness. This is your inventory, okay? This is your inventory. I don't know why it took me so long. We were like 2 hours into this, and I'm not talking about my inventory. This is your inventory. You can put a Norn. If you hold down shift and right click, you can put a Norn in your inventory. Okay, that didn't work. Oh, is it? Okay, wait. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I did that. I forgot, but no, come back. Fine. Hold down shift, and then I'm holding shift down, and I push I. No. Control. I'm holding control down, and I push I. There we go. So, let's do it to a couple of things. Holding down control, push I. Their voices can get very annoying very quickly. But if you wanted to, you could totally turn that off. I might do that. Sound effects on creatures' voices off. So maybe you don't like the sound of like things falling down or the random objects around making noises. If you don't like that, you don't like the creature's voice, but you're like, you know what, I really like the music. Turn off the sound effect. The snoring, I believe, is a sound effect. So now it's just music, or maybe you don't like the music at all. You prefer your own music, but you want to hear the voices. Whatever fits to you. Let's see. Okay, so going back to the inventory, I was going to show you something. Let me go find one more thing to put in inventory, and then we're going to go over the arrow keys. Again, control and I. So now, if I remember correctly, if I hold down control and hit the right or left arrow key, there you go. This is pulling things directly out of my inventory. So I'm holding down control and pushing the right key or the left key. Huh, why didn't that work? I didn't bring out the ball. Okay, so let's toss a few more things in there. It's supposed to go through everything in there, but it didn't. Okay. That is really weird. Okay, so that was weird. I'm hitting the left key. If I'm understanding this correctly, let's pretend that we're on the last page. Let's pretend it's 1 out of 10 pages. And it seems like if you go on the right arrow key, you're already on the last page. That's what it seems like to me what's happening. But now let's go to the left. Now if we go to the left, it's going through everything in our inventory that we wouldn't see before. Because if I just go to the right, it's there and it disappears. But if I go to the right, the left, it goes through everything except for the portal. Weird. Okay. It's supposed to pull the Norn out, from what I remember. Never put a Norn in the inventory and then forget about it. It will die. And then you'll get this weird screen. I've shown you guys before. I've gotten it a few times. It just takes you this outer world. It's not an actual world. It's kind of like a glitch screen. Oh, it's loud. Oh. Okay, so a lot of these are agents that I injected in randomly and never told me where things were going. So I injected these reindeer. Why are there reindeers? It's apparently for Christmas. I can't pick them up. I don't know why. And there's light bulbs. Christmas lights, I guess. There's a lot of things I injected into the world. I don't really know what most of them are. I was just playing around. But I recognize them. Oh! Look at that. We accidentally discovered a map. I didn't know about this one. What is this called? Learning room. Engineering? Engineering Norns. Huh. So, do you put a Norn in this, or what? Learning machine. Online. Retreat. Ooh, the music here sounds really nice. Express. Manual to tutoring. I know nothing of what this is. Dislikes. Grendel home. It seems I can't click on anything. Wait. Auto tutor. Maybe. What? Portal. Maybe. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just clicking. Okay, so this is some sort of learning room. I'm not entirely sure what that means or what this is for. You'll see this. I don't quite know how to explain this other than I don't use it, but it's like there's certain enhancements to make something work more efficiently. I think they're timers too. I forget how it works and everything, but you connect this object to another object and they somehow intermingle and do whatever they're supposed to do. Whatever they're programmed to do. That's the best way I can describe it. I don't use it, but I've seen it work like that before. No idea what this is. I just imported it into my world. So this is a game where you're really just going to have to look around and just interact with things. You don't know what's what until you play around with it. What is this? Oh, weather? So I could probably turn these back on. I'm the kind of person that does like to have everything working for sound. I like to play with sound on. Unless it's something really annoying and you're like training on Endless Online and you're hitting the control attack button for hours and hours and hours, then yeah, I'll probably turn off the sound and the background sound, just listen to like techno music or something to keep me focused and engaged. Replicator, what does that mean? Do I copy things? Can I copy a Norn or an Etten? Let's go test it. My living test subject. Again, no idea what I'm doing. I'm just messing around. There's probably better tutorials on YouTube or something. But this is how I learned. You just gotta mess around with a lot of things. So I have no idea what this does. No idea. I don't even have a guess. I don't know. This is some sort of laboratory area. I have no idea what most of this does. But the splicer's pretty cool. Okay, and a mistletoe. So what, if we get a male and a female? Let's try that, I guess. Where was it at? Do I remember? No. Okay, so here we are at the aquarium. We get a male. Let's go find a female somewhere. Are you a female? Yes, you are. Okay. Back to the aquarium. And wake up. Okay, so I just put a male and a female right underneath this mistletoe. And they got pregnant, and then she just started beating on him. No idea what that means, but there you go. Aloysia is now pregnant. So I don't know if this Norn will do this, but normally when they're pregnant and they're really big, their stomach will slowly grow. And they'll be very gigantic when they're ready to have an egg. They'll usually walk themselves over here to the incubator if they can get there. Not always, but pretty often they just try to make it to the incubator. Where's Doc? There we go. Here's a Doc. Okay, let's grab this and go over there. We're just gonna look at their status. Their sex drive is super high right now because they're under this very specific thing, the mistletoe, and the egg has been laid. And we're gonna toss it there. And it's gonna start growing over time. Now, because my numbers are extremely high, the breeding numbers, the population control, it's just gonna pop up like crazy. And there we go, it's hatching. Got a little bit more time. And again, if that number that you just saw, if it's super high, breeding's very quick, and so is hatching. But if it's super low, breeding doesn't happen often, and the hatching process is slow. It's slow. Our little baby's born. They're giving the hand a hug. So I'm trying to think, what else can I show you guys that I haven't explained yet? Let's see if the cameras are working yet. No? It's very odd. Now, if I was to... I wonder if I could switch. You know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna pause this. We're gonna quit. And then we're gonna switch over to a different version of Docking Station. This is the Steam version. Exit Docking Station. I really hope I can make this work. Hold on here. I just want to see if I could point out the differences. Okay, you know what? It's in my game folder. Hold up here. There we go. That should be it. Okay, I can see the icons. See you run a lot. Yes. Okay, so we're going to open up a different version of Docking Station. This is a little unmodified. Okay, so let's just open up Endless Online or Working. You know what? Let's just open Working. So now we're going to look at a few differences that are available here that is not. I have no idea why, but the cameras aren't working in the Steam version. I don't remember where my sister got this version from. Maybe it's from the actual disc. I just said, hey, can you get Docking Station on my computer? And she's like, okay, and she did. So, that's how that worked. Now, here are those agents. These are a lot of these things that are not originally in here, but these were created by the community. So I got the freezer, where I can just breed Norns like crazy. I made their legs disappear. And that was just, I don't remember what generation these guys are. I wasn't on this world. I started in this world, but I didn't. Okay, so here are the cameras. Now let's go to the portal room. Oh, there we go. Okay, so look. Right there. Right here is a difference. This is, again, I don't know where she got this version from, but this isn't the same version, and the cameras are actually working in this version. Oh, you know what? I don't think this one even has Creatures 3. No, look, you see that? Now, normally there's a portal right here in the middle, but this is that version where it's just Docking Station alone. There is no Creatures 3 in this, so this is just Docking Station. Which is, you got your 4 basic maps, and a bunch of different agents that are added in. If I go here, Creatures 3, and there's Docking Station. Now, there is something missing that I don't see here. I seem to recall a button that said all, so it blended Creatures 3 and Docking Station, all their agents together, but I don't see that here. It's just the 2. And then, let's get this out of the way. And then it shows you a preview of what you're looking at. I don't remember if that even showed up in the last one we played, on the Steam version. But it does show up here. I don't seem to recall having a preview on the Steam version, but maybe there is. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that I grabbed from the community that made these things. One of my things I really like is the copier. If I wanted to copy an actual Norn, like, never let your Norns play with this, by the way. Never let them play with this. They will push the button over and over again, and horrible things will happen. Is that what this Norn is gonna do? Is it push toy? Well, I can't seem to get this Norn to focus on this toy. Anyways, I've had Norns play with the copier, and look. So if I copied a whole nother Norn, and they just keep sitting there pushing the copy machine, things happen. You're gonna have, like, 1,000 Norns of the same thing. And the more Norns on a map, the more laggy it gets. This is a reanimator. So if my Norn died, I just drop this little guy right on top of the Norn. I hit the button and they come back to life as a baby. This one is the butler, I believe. It just listens for a Norn to say a specific word, and then it'll search the maps and it'll grab that. Let's say it's food or a toy, and it grabs it from that map and teleports it to the Norn. Again, these are agents that I got from some website. I don't know if it's Creatures Lab or if it's Creatures World. There's a few websites out there that still have things that have not been seen, unless you're looking for it. There's also really cool looking Norns. Let's do a couple Norns we have yet to see. We just did a butterfly Norn. It's driving me crazy that the sound effect is off. Is that too loud? It sounds insanely loud. Oh, I know why. I'm just gonna temporarily turn off the music. Okay, there goes. There's the sound effect. Dream Norn. Get a Dream Norn. I'm just gonna show you some really cute Norns that people made. And really weird looking Norns people made. Aqua Norn. Let's get one of those. Where's my wingies? There we go. Oh, well, that's not a wingy. That is a butterfly Norn. I think I passed it. It's the Yellowstone wingies. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so look at all these amazing Norns people made by themselves. And then I'm kind of going to get them out of the way and age them so you guys can just see these Norns. Whoops. Oh, is this the thing that's broken? Okay, so I'm trying to do the cheat, but it's broken. I explained that to you. Sometimes your world just breaks. And then you're just going to have to put them into a different area. Whoops. Let me get rid of that. So this is Gaius. Somebody made this crazy looking Norn. I forget all that it can breed with. There's some things it can and cannot breed with, and other things. I think it. I don't remember if it can breed with a Norn or not, or if it's specifically its species and nothing else. Here's a cute little Dream Norn. Butterfly Norn. This is a stopper. If I turn this on, they're not allowed to leave. An Aqua Norn. Somebody went out and made like a mermaid Norn. So yeah, what the community does is incredible. They just come together and make these crazy looking guys. And they're really cute. Here's a fairy floss. There's the cornucopia. It just has a bunch of toys. Bubbles are considered toys, and of course a whole bunch of different kind of foods. We're gonna be closing stream here pretty shortly, but I really wanted to give this game a quick rundown. I wanted to give it a rundown of what you could do with it and what it was like back then, and the features you no longer can get, such as going online in the Albio portal, whatever it's called. Wingy Norns. Again, these are not Norns that are normally in the game. These are something the community completely made by themselves. We got a few more to hatch. And they're just far more better than what was available in the original game. And if you wanted to sit here and breed your Norns until they had no legs, you can do that like I did. Or my favorite... Okay, there's a butterfly Norn. Now, I do remember a lot of the names, but also it says it here. So if you see a... Let's say you're playing this game and you're just finding out about agents and adding these into your file. You're going to have to learn how to create a mod file, or whatever it's called. I think it's called agents, though. You have to like go into the game file, add an agent file, and then go to whatever websites are available that have these agents, which I think is Creatures Lab, and then also... What was the other one? I don't remember now. Anyways, Google is definitely your friend. If you want these kind of agents, they're there. And so, if you did it correctly and you made the agent file and you download the agents from wherever they're available from on a safe website that's trusted, of course, and then you put them in the correct agent file, they will then appear in your game. And if you're wanting that specific kind, this is butterfly. And you're like, oh, wow, that's really cute. You just Google butterfly wingy Norns docking station, and that'll probably direct you to the correct area of where you can get that your own little agents into your game. This is a floral Norn, I believe. So, yeah, I think that's about it. I think we had a lot of fun. At least I did. I like explaining this. There's just so many things you could have. This is so laggy. I think it's because I have quite a few Norns, even though they're frozen in time. So, alright guys. There you go. So I'm going to pause this game. So that is Creatures 3 / Docking Station. This is available on Steam. And I think Docking Station and Creatures 3 is free on Steam. However, you can also, for a little $6, I think it is, you get a couple DLC content. I didn't actually fully read what all you get, but there was breeds for this Muko thing, the egg layer. And also there's different colored eggs if there's mods for that, agents, if you wanted to add that in. There's crazy stuff that you could add in. It's really cool. And they'll have descriptions on what the item does. And sometimes you run into an agent that doesn't work or show up in the game. That's normal. It happens. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this game. I've had a lot of fun. I played it since, I think it was 2004, 2005, when I first started playing it. Creatures World, I think that was the website that still has agents. Like I said, it's something you can just Google and it'll explain if it's safe or not. But this community is still active. It's out there. There's actually a couple discords for Docking Station if you were interested in playing and you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing in this game. I need help. So again, just Google Docking Station or Creatures 3 Discord and you can join a group, and there's plenty of awesome people you can talk to that can help explain the game if you wanted to. If you wanted some help and some questions that I maybe didn't go over, but you found something and you have questions over, I recommend finding a community. There's also a lot of forums on the website to go to. Back when I played, the online feature was still functional. You could still send out your Norns and receive Norns. You have crazy looking Norns because there would be specific kind of breeds, okay? There would be specific breeds, and if it was missing, the game would try to attach the missing files, but sometimes you'd have a monstrosity, which there was something I called a bodiless. It's a Norn that has its ligaments. Every little joint is floating in the air. And I think it's the coolest looking Norn. But I haven't been able to make it since or find it. At one point, I could actually download it, but I don't know where it went. I don't know what the name was, but that's what I'm trying to breed for. Because I think they're just so cool to have all those joints floating in the air. I don't know why. That's like my favorite kind of Norn. But I don't know. Maybe one day I'll make it. And the way I know I'm on the right path is if its head only is floating in the air, but it's like just hovering above its body, or some sort of limbs. So I don't know, I'm weird that way. So alright, this was Creatures 3 / Docking Station. I hope you enjoyed. If you were interested in this game, again, it's on Steam for free, or if you want a little bit of DLC, $6, there you go. And I think I have Steam open. Let me take a peek. Yeah, I have Steam open. It's there. So, alright guys, thank you for joining me. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, or night, whatever it is on your part of the world. And I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. I got a few cool games that Noah had sent over to me that we would try, and also co-op mode with Ryan with one of those games, and if maybe I could toss in Mario Odyssey. I know I've been saying that. I want to do a part 2, but alright guys. Night. Good night, Noah. Thank you for joining. Good night, everyone.